Mama June dating man who molested her daughter. This took place well over 10 years ago when she was dating a guy named McDaniel. And at the time, he was molesting her 8-year-old daughter, Anna. She's now 20 years old, okay? And he did get convicted. He did do 10 years behind bars for forcing her 8-year-old daughter to give him oral sex. So he's recently been released from prison, and people on their production of Honey Boo Boo noticed that she was sneaking out and knew that she was going to meet this guy, McDaniel, okay? So she denied it, completely denied it to the public, denied it to the crew and to TLC. Well, then these photographs surfaced of her hanging out with him in hotel rooms, laying in bed with him, going house shopping with him, buying him a new car. And then, of course, you see them coming down the stairway, and I believe in the photograph, he's actually holding on to Honey Boo Boo. So TLC did do their own investigation, and they looked into the situation, they found that she is seeing him again, and they don't want to have any part of that. They do not want to support that. They released this statement. Quote, supporting the health and welfare of these remarkable children is our only priority. TLC is faithfully committed to the children's ongoing comfort and well-being. And according to TMZ, they are going to, even though they've canceled the show, they're going to continue to support the children by providing tutors and counseling to the children of Mama June. Thoughts, 5 words or less?
I agree with TLC.
First sugar bear, now a pedo bear.
The Learning Channel finally learns.
Yeah, TLC, yeah. I'm so.
No one did There Goes Honey Boo Boo.
Oh.
No one did that. Just.
You want to do it? Do you want to do a double?
No. I think
You want to pretend to be somebody else?
I'm just saying. I just want to call it out right now that no one did There Goes Honey Boo Boo.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
good for us.
Yeah.
Restraint.
And I just want to say, like, all of your 5 words, really good.
Thank you.
Yours too, Bree.
Yeah,
Okay, so you guys, what are your thoughts on this when you heard this story?
Wow.
Shauna?
Wow. Wow. It's remarkable, and not in a good way. It's remarkable the low self-esteem she must have to allow that person back into her life in any way, shape, form, capacity at all, with the knowledge of what was done to her child.
Which she didn't believe her. Yeah, she never believed her 8-year-old child.
Which is something you think it happens in movies, and then you're like, wait, you really didn't believe your kid when your kid said this was happening?
And CPS investigated it way back then, and they found that her claims were truthful. So it's one thing if, I guess, you know, the mother, I don't even want to.
She went and lived with her grandmother for years because of this.
Yeah. After CPS, after this guy was convicted, after he went away to prison, after her daughter said, I can't even live here, I have to go live with my grandmother. After all is said and done, she still didn't give her child the benefit of the doubt.
She has young children now. Like, that daughter is able to defend herself a little bit better now. She's an adult. Yeah. She has distance. But you have young children, like, and a granddaughter who, I believe the daughter is like, I'm not letting her anywhere near him, near my daughter.
Yeah, the granddaughter, Anna, who's now 20, has a family of her own, and she said, this man
can't be anywhere near them.
Will not be near my child. And you would hope that Mama June would say the same thing.
Exactly.
That's insane what you're doing to expose a convicted child molester. I get that. It's a very low percentage of child molesters getting rehabilitated, very low percentage. But let's say there is somebody that did his time, he did get treatment, he was rehabilitated. I still wouldn't take that risk placing him near my child. It's so fucking not worth it.
Yeah.
And grandchild, exactly.
And also thinking to selfishly not think about the trauma that your daughter may experience just seeing somebody who abused her. Like, now you're injecting that person back into her life.
Yeah.
And not believing her? Can you imagine what psychological fucked up damage that does?
Even if now you say you believe, the fact is, this is somebody that's convicted of doing this to your daughter.
Right.
I will also add that in some ways, Mama June is a bit of a victim here, because clearly someone's done that guy has done a number on her and keeps her in that place where it's like, you are my priority, makes her feel special to the point where she'd sacrifice the mental health and well-being of her children in order to keep him around, just to have him there. There's got to be some crazy magnetism there between the two of them for her to be that way. That doesn't excuse the action. It might just help explain it.
No, you're right. They call that the gift that keeps on giving, not in the most respectful way. That somebody that grows up in trauma and has been abused or been a victim of molestation, who this guy too. This guy could have easily been more, oftentimes than not, molested as a kid, and then he becomes the perpetrator, as you stated. And who knows what how that, as you said, the magnetism between the two of them. But at what point do you have to say, wow, then I need help, so I can be a better mother to my child, because now I'm exposing my child to this.
I'm glad that TLC put its foot down at this, because if you watch that show, they all sit around giving each other diabetes all day, you know, and letting the kids run around and almost get run over by tractors and shit. Like, the whole show should be called Let's Endanger Honey Boo Boo.
That's the South. Like, that's like a Southern way of living. Like, I have family in Arkansas, and that's like, from the moment they leave the womb, there's a Mountain Dew bottle in their hand.
Wow.
Like, that's just the way it, and like four-wheelers, and just, that's the way it is.
I get it, but they're within like they're very close to death frequently on that show. And I'm glad that it's like, all right, we get it. There's a camera crew around probably making sure that nobody actually dies, but this is just too fucked up. Way to go, TLC, for saying.
What would you say to the people, because I was reading the comments below underneath the article, where they were saying, well, TLC wouldn't have done this 2 years ago when they had 3.5 million viewers. Now they have like barely 1 million. So the show is still successful in TLC's eyes, but not nearly what it was. What would you say to those people that say, if it was 2 years ago with their 3.5 million viewers, would they have done this as well? Or are they doing it now because they see it as a sinking ship?
They would have done it.
I hope so. I would hope so.
I hope so.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, you know, it's good that it's easier for a business to stand by its principles when it's to the benefit of their bottom line. So I do understand the point that those commenters are making, but I would like to not have that much cynicism in my soul.
Yeah.
And I'd like to believe that if a network is like, we're not going to be party to child molestation, we think that's where our line is. I'm like, you know, I can get behind you as a network.
Yeah, they have a whole season too in the can that they're not going to air. So that's a lot of money. So there you go.
Too.
That says a lot right there. Yes. Final thoughts.
Well, the sad thing is, similar to the Ray Rice situation, like one person made some really terrible decisions, and this is to the detriment of the economic interests of an entire crew and other people in the family. So it's one of those things. It's all tied to Mama June making stupid ass decisions. That's going to cost a lot of people
over one guy.
A lot of people's jobs are lost because of it. Wow, that's so sad. Okay, so what do you guys think? Please share your thoughts in the comment section below. Also, check out our new Unseen Hulu episodes every Thursday at 9 on Hulu. We'll see you guys all next time on Pop Trigger.